Everybody, happy Wednesday. Let's talk about house hacking. I've done a video on this before, but it's a while ago, and I feel like right now where our market is, interest rates being around 7%, everybody's scared of that monthly payment, which I don't blame you. It sucks. We have land and want to build, would love to start building tomorrow. But I'm also scared of that monthly payment because of the pricing of what we're trying to do. So I'm in the same boat, arguably, as you all. So house hacking is a way that I think you can get in a house, maybe even a little bit at the tip top of the budget. That's really kind of the best example. When I talk to people, I talk to them about, hey, listen, maybe buy a house, $20,000, $30,000 more that has that extra bedroom, that has that extra bathroom, so you can house hack. And so all house hacking is you becoming a homeowner and you renting out your bedrooms to strangers or friends or family, whoever, right? Sometimes friends or family is not the best to rent out to. I've had hit and miss scenarios renting out to friends. So sometimes maybe the stranger makes the most sense. But I am a huge fan of house hacking. We did it when we bought our first house, and actually currently still have a friend that lives with us. So we started out house hacking, and when we moved in our house, combined together, we basically had a monthly combined payment of like $400. So we moved in a brand new house, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,400 square feet, and between me and my wife, we were paying a combined $400 a month in payment because we moved 2 of our friends in, and between the 2 friends, not only were we splitting utilities, but also between the 2 friends, they were paying rent on a per bedroom basis, which what they were paying rent per bedroom basis was cheaper than anywhere they were going to get an apartment for. So it worked out as a win-win. It's a win for them, it's a win for us. And we did that for years. And I don't know why more people don't do it, right? I think making the short-term sacrifice for the long-term game is huge. And I agree, nobody wants roommates, right? Ideally, who does, right? You ask somebody, you have a choice, and they're going to say, no, I wouldn't want roommates if all financial aspects were the same. But obviously, that's not the case. You get paid from your roommates, and you can use that towards a mortgage and to vacations and to, weekend adventures, whatever you want to do, because rent right now is so expensive in our area. A 1-bedroom apartment, I don't know if you can get a 1-bedroom apartment in Knoxville for under $1,000 anywhere. I don't know. At least a place that's not sketchy. So house hacking, man, and what spiral, or what I guess raised my my awareness to do another video on this was I got a call the other day from a new buyer. Actually came through Dave Ramsey. So pretty much a lot of people who follow Dave Ramsey, they are going to have some financial, what I would say is higher financial intelligence than what probably your average person is. So they understand interest, and they understand credit, and they understand debt, and they understand all that good stuff. I was a kid that just got a full-time job, a recent college graduate, so he called me. He's like, Stevie, I don't know where I am, but I just kind of want to, brand new to this, just kind of want to have the conversation of, do I rent or buy? I was like, well, man, it depends on where you're at, right? He goes, well, I'm only paying, I think his rent was like $900 a month, and I was like, wow, that's really, really cheap. Well, he's renting a bedroom in a friend's house. And I said, well, dude, honestly, I tell people all the time, especially younger people, why don't you house hack, right? Why don't you buy a house and rent out a bedroom or 2 or 3, however many, but whatever bedrooms you can, right? And rent it to people and literally get your mortgage paid for free. While again, you're building equity and your house is going up in value, like all those stereotype things that people tell you and why people buy real estate. He said, well, that's exactly my plan. And so we talked a little bit more, and obviously he didn't have tax returns past year and was a new college grad, so he's not going to be able to get approved this year, but come quote unquote next year, right after a year of tax returns, he has a chance to get pre-approved. And he kept talking, he used great terms like assets, this is what I want, right? I don't want to throw away money. I was like, dude, you're spot on. You're so ahead of the game right now at, I don't know, 22, 23 years old, from what your average person, what your average mindset is, right? You know, they spend a tip top of their budget and they don't rent out anything, and they're house poor, right? That's the term, right? House poor. Don't be house poor. Gotta get over. There's a cop up here. I'll pull somebody over. Or just sitting over his lights on. But, and I mean, you know, a lot of times too, if you're renting an apartment, you have a roommate, right? You're splitting that in anyways. Like, do the same thing with a home. Man, you know, I've hundreds of conversations, with people, and, you know, they're talking like, man, Steven, you know, my budget's $300,000, but I'd really like to only spend like $220. Hey, it's your budget. I will help you find whatever you want. But, you know, there's times where I'm like, man, hey, man, this house over here, you know, $260. You got to think, let's just do some math here, right? $40,000 more, you know, $7 a month for every $1,000. So you're talking $280 a month extra to get an extra bed and bath in this house over here, when you could rent that out for probably $800. You're literally making like over $500 a month in cash flow, while buying a more expensive home that's going to go up in value at a higher rate than the cheaper home. Like, again, that's like, math is math, right? Math is facts. You can't fudge, like, you're not fudging numbers. Those numbers are facts. In doing that, and sure, right, there might be times where, I know Carrie, like, you know, times come home, we had a roommate come home from partying, and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill him, right? It happens, but it's, for the most part, right, those are far and few between. And of course, you know, watch who you're going to roommate, right? Do a background check, do a credit score check, have a contract, do all that stuff to help you. But man, just rent out a room. How much money is that, right? And let's just say your average person is, I don't know what, $15 an hour is like 30 grand a year or something like that. So if your roommate's paying you, let's just say your roommate's paying you $900, like the guy called me there, right? And you're making $15 an hour at your job. I mean, look at all that time that you get back from making that extra $900 there. What is that? So you got 10, that would be 20. So you got 60 hours, right? You have a week and a half of work to make $900 at a $15 an hour job, when you would just get that from a roommate. So if you have questions on it, obviously feel free to holler, let me know. But I think this is just something that, it kind of blows my mind that people just don't take advantage, of doing this, you know, and, you know, make the jump. And I'm not telling you to buy a house. You should be in a position financially to be able to buy a house without needing a roommate. But when it comes to it, you know, and you're comparing, two houses, one's maybe a little more expensive, but it comes to that extra bed, extra bath, rent out the dang room, make some money. People, like, this will help you get ahead in life much further, right? Use that to pay off credit card debt. Use that to pay off debt, all that. Do it. But anyways, just wanted to make a short little video on that. If you got questions, holler.